guys, welcome back to my channel, Confessions of a Dollar Tree Addict. I'm Marina and I'm so grateful that you guys clicked on my thumbnail and are here to join me in creating this really cute sort of Victorian bird watching Valentine's DIY. Although I'm deeming this a Valentine DIY, I feel like I'm going to leave this up for the rest of the spring and probably the summer. I really do put up the word love. As long as it's not red or black or white, I leave it up all year. And I love this fabric. It was actually a shirt of mine that Max got a hold of and chewed a hole into. So I did cut off just one sleeve from this shirt, which, by the way, no shirts were harmed in the making of this DIY. This shirt had a hole in it that I got from the dog chewing on it when I dropped it in the laundry hamper. So it wasn't going to be worn anymore. And don't feel bad. I'm finding a way to make this super cute fabric be useful again. So I cut off one sleeve and I'm going to find a spot that I like the placement of it. I want the birds to be in upright position. I mean, people can put it any way they want, but I kind of feel like at least one of these blue birds should line up either at the L or over here or here, because I think that that will be like a focal point. That's just my opinion. You know, anyone can do whatever they want. And obviously, you're not going to have this exact fabric, so it doesn't matter. But I'm just saying, I think that that's a good way to use fabric and decoupaging. You just want to kind of find one specific thing when you're using a print to make it your focal point, and then you go from there. And since the sign obviously has to be used to be readable, I try to do that when I'm using a busy print like this. But the actual blue bird is what's going to pull it all together in the end. And I think we'll make this super cute. I hope. We'll see how it turns out. I've never done a letter decoupage before. It might be harder than usual, so let's see what happens. I'm going to put some of my Mod Podge all over this, and then lay the fabric on exactly how I like it and let it thoroughly dry before I start to sand it out of the grooves. I'm actually using an old brush from my hair dye to do my decoupage, but you could use anything, a silicone brush, a Dollar Tree brush, whatever you feel like. Once I use them, sometimes I throw them away, and then I'm going to place the fabric in the position that I think works best for these letters. Here is where I decided to showcase my focal point bird and the corner where the love sign is. And now that I sort of have the fabric kind of, basically it is glued down, I'm going to put glue on top of this. And like you see, when I go and I cut out the letters, like part of the print will show. I mean, you don't have to really pay attention to those details, but when you're using a print in decoupage and you're going to cut stuff away, it sort of makes it look better if you really do pay attention to that. It's kind of like when you have plaids and they don't match up. Things like that make me crazy. So I feel like if you have a focal point in a print, it will definitely make it look more high-end than if you don't try to make the print make sense in your lettering, if that makes any sense. While the love sign is drying, I'm going to separate my 2 layers of napkin for my second DIY in this little vignette. And I did actually go to a dinner party a bunch of years ago where they had the cutest napkins and I stuffed them in my purse. So now they're going to come in super convenient because I think that they match this print in a weird Marina kind of way, because they don't actually match at all. But I love when I mix things like that together. It makes my eyes super happy. And these napkins, well, I actually have this print and then a different print that they had at the dinner party because I didn't use a napkin. I just put them in my bag and I was like, someday I'm going to decoupage them. And today is that day. And I have these 2 candles from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to cut the hearts out and super duper easy peasy add them with some Mod Podge to the candle. And then I might actually use this trim to embellish my candle. I'm not sure, because when I saw that, I kind of loved it. Yep, that's a whole lot of print happiness. To me, that's Valentine's delicious. I love it. Let's see how that looks when I cut it all out. So I did separate the 4 squares, because you get 4 squares per napkin, and you have to peel. There's like 2 layers to the napkin, and you really want it to be as sheer as possible. So as the candle burns, you'll have this lacy effect shining through, this really pretty paisley floral bohemian type print that I love. And another thing that I like to do is when I upcycle these cheap Dollar Tree candles, I do take my handy dandy skewer shish kebab stick and I stab it into the candle all the way down. And then I pour. This is my personal way of infusing fragrance. I do it twice on either end of the wick, and then I add my fragrance oil, and this candle is going to smell like sand and sable. I feel like that fragrance matches this sort of aesthetic and print. And yeah, I think it'll be super cute and aromatherapeutic as well. I decided to poke 4 little holes in this candle because I really want it to be ultra infused with fragrance. And then I'm going to pour it on the candle and wait for it to go in. It will. You just got to sort of shimmy it around and it will all go in to these little holes. See the little air bubbles? And then you can add more. You actually can put like a little teeny funnel, a fragrance funnel, but I couldn't find mine. Sometimes I do it when I locate it, but today we're just going to do it the old-fashioned way of being patient and waiting for it to go into the little holes. And I'm going to do it with the second one. I'm going to be doing 2 candles like this. Now that that's been taken care of, we could just put glue on the back side of the Mod Podge print and attach it to the candle in the position that you want to put it in. Then you want to make sure to spread Mod Podge on top of it once you've gotten the napkin nice and flush without any bubbles. You want to put Mod Podge all over the top of the napkin very gently. It will dry beautifully, you'll see. And this is my handy dandy X-Acto knife set that I've had forever that works really well. And I like that it has this additional grip so I can't slip and cut my fingers off. So you have to be really careful when it dries using your X-Acto knife and just cut around the shapes of the letters very carefully. If you have a little extra fabric, don't worry. You can always sandpaper it off. If you cut too much, that's when you get to the point of no return. But it is pretty easy to cut it away, nice and easy, and you start to see the word develop. And then I just kind of feel my way before I cut to make sure I'm cutting the right way. And the decoupage makes the fabric sort of like canvas, so it becomes a lot easier to cut. Here it is with the letters all cut out. Some of the glue is still drying a little bit. I applied a little bit more glue on the areas that I wanted to make sure after I cut it would stay down forever and ever. But if you look carefully, you see that the white fabric becomes sheer and you see the wood grain almost like a Chinese painting. I absolutely love how this comes out. It's so Anthropologie that it is just unbelievable. This is something I would expect to buy at Anthropologie for like $16.99, and it basically just cost me an old shirt, some glue, and $1 at the Dollar Tree for the love sign, and another $1 for this bird that I took the little metal alligator clip out of, and I'm just going to glue him into the heart now. You have to, I mean, you could put it anywhere you want, obviously, if you want to put a bird in yours or whatever, but I'm going to be putting this bird right here because I just think it makes it super cute, and I love stuff that has birds in it. It makes me very happy. Obviously, that's why I owned a bird shirt. As these two candles are drying, I do have this pom-pom tassel that I got at the Dollar Tree a while ago, and I had it hanging on my bag, but I've decided that I'm going to sacrifice it into this project and the next one because these pom-pom tassels match so well with my yeah, they just match really well, and I just feel like they need to be a part of this. And for $1, they're going to really make a huge impact on my DIY. And they still have these at the Dollar Tree, so you could just take them apart. As you can see, you just cut that one little metal ring. It's very light metal. It's like wire. This big one, I just cut it and they all separate. Once it's cut, you could just separate. You get 3 tassels. Oops, almost knocked the candles over and broke them. You get 3 tassels and 1 pom-pom. So, yeah, put the pom-pom aside. You might need it, but I'm definitely going to use, I think these 2 in this project. And then this one, I'm going to probably use in my next project in conjunction with this for something else, because those colors match really well in my next project that you guys will see coming up. I do already have this Just Yarn Flowers version. I have a couple of these because I just loved this color combination. So I'm going to take the one that I already have started using, and I'm going to attach it to these pom-poms and just tie them onto the top of my candle, and it'll be an embellishment that really, I think, makes a big impact on this candle DIY. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of that flower Just Yarn, but not dragging the little flower pom-pom part through the Mod Podge. I'm going to run all the other parts of the thread or yarn through the Mod Podge so it will just stick to my glass jar without having to tie it or knot it or anything. And then I'm going to kind of tighten the end and put it through the pom-pom eyelet so that it can hang. And there it is, attached. I didn't knot it or make a bow or anything like that. It just is now Mod Podged to the top of the glass. And I love how the colors look. And there's my bird perched in my heart, in my love sign. And my thrift store Love You More heart from many moons ago that I absolutely adore and bust out every Valentine's Day because it does have black in it. So that goes away and comes out during Valentine month. I don't know. I have a weird system that works for me, but I don't like to put the love signs away. I think that love signs should stay up year round because you need all the love you can get in this world. And I'm really happy with how this DIY turned out. I think it looks kind of Victorian, romantic. It smells amazing. It's aromatherapeutic. What do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think of this really simple DIY. It only cost me $1 for the pom-pom, $2 for the candles. So that's $3, $4 for the sign and a shirt and the bird. So $5 and some decoupage. I think that's pretty great for this little vignette that you could put anywhere. And definitely it is Valentine's Day worthy. It smells like love because of the additional aroma that I added to the candles. So they're kind of upcycled in and of themselves. They don't have that cheap waxy smell anymore. And yeah, I really love them. I'm really happy that I made this. It was in my mind's eye and it turned out perfectly in the end. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know, like I said in the comments down below, what you think of it. And as always, guys, stay safe and stay savvy. I hope you have an awesome Valentine's Day. Let me know what your Valentine's Day plans are. I'm dying to hear what everyone's got planned for their